All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the I Said What I Said podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Robbie Hollywood. With me, of course, is my esteemed producer, Mr. Musa Muhammad. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much. We're back.
Yeah, fucking air back. We took a little break due to parental duties that had to be looked after, but that's done now. I've returned him back to the stock. Or is it the stock? What do you call that bird that brings the babies?
Yeah, I think it's a stock.
Fuck, man. Like, I wonder.
Oh,
if,
wait, no, hold on. It's a stork.
A
That's what it
stork.
is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, a stork. Yeah. I wonder if people used to shoot them out of the sky whenever they saw them coming. Like, nigga, that's the child support bird. Kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That is, oh my
I know.
God, you have to write that
I-
down. That
yeah.
is such a hilarious premise.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like I wonder if they will be as protected as the Canada geese. It's like, nigga, is that a Canada geese? Nah, nigga, that's one of them child support birds. And nigga, shoot it now, before it ruins another innocent life. You know?
Oh my God.
Are all birds the same? Like, in the
Do
hierarchy?
bird lives really matter?
Right, exactly.
Like,
I feel like at the top of the hierarchy, right, you have like the American bald eagle, right? Like that. You can
you know, actually, I disagree.
no, you can be out there having bald eagle sandwiches and shit. Like they were like that's a federal offense. You know what I mean? Is the equivalent of Canada geese. Like you can't be out here.
I think in North America that's true, but I think if you're to think about it internationally, a falcon would be.
If you go to probably if you're in Arab countries, because like falcons they use them I guess for hunting and they like
and there
vermin
aren't.
shit.
I don't think there are eagles in Asia.
No, I'm sure. Can you fuck up a Canada geese like in Florida? Like if this like you know what I mean? Like it's the moment they cross Canadian airspace,
hilarious.
are they under the same protections that they have here? Because I don't see a motherfuckers in Florida out here like running late for work because a bunch of Canada geese is out here trying to cross the street.
Yo,
You know
it's,
what I mean?
it's crazy how people like can be late for work for that even here.
Bro, well, I used to work in I used to have an office in Mississauga. In this industrial park, and these motherfuckers, man, they love hanging in industrial parks. It's like where people are busiest the most. That's where you find these goddamn birds.
Because that's where people leave the most food. So it's
But
like,
dude, I've been late for work a few times. You know what I mean? A few times because they won't cross fast enough, bro.
yo, who's really gonna call the cops if you hit and run a fucking goose?
Bro, you gotta be careful. You can eat major damage. Plus, you don't want to be that asshole.
Listen, I'm not gonna do it, but I'm just saying, like theoretically,
Yeah.
you know, who cares that
You
much
never
about
know,
the geese?
dude. You never know. You run into the wrong Karen, and all he's like, he was racially profiling the geese.
Oh, God.
It's a hate crime, you know. All right, man. Let's get into it. You ready? Busy week in the news, right? Andrew Cuomo has fallen. Who the fuck could have seen this coming a year and a half ago? So for those of you who don't know, Andrew Cuomo is still the governor of New York for the next, I would say, like 10 days or so. This nigga handed in a 2-week notice. Like he says, I'm gonna resign in 2 weeks. What? So what happens
That's
then? You know,
hilarious.
are you still grabbing titty during these 2 weeks that you're still there? You know, but this dude, like, to me, here's my 2 cents on this thing. I think this is a political hit job. This guy was in line to become president of the United States. Like, dude, he won a fucking Emmy. Okay,
I don't think
for
I-
his.
I disagree.
No, hold on.
No,
let me.
no,
let-
you're
yeah.
not-
Hold on. Let me learn this real quick though. So, because here's the thing. Like this guy, no, for sure. Like if you follow American politics, you know Andrew Cuomo was in line. This guy's on TV every day.
Up until 6 months ago, though.
Up until 6 months ago, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then it came out. It came to a point where like people had names like Cuomo sexuals.
That was so.
I was
wild.
like, dude, this motherfucker is out here on TV with nipple piercings and everything. So what happened is, I think, when it came out, because I don't know if you remember this, it came out that these people were falsifying reports as to how many old people were dying in these nursing homes. And I think the scandal was just too big for the party to bear, so he had to fall on the horse. How are all these bitches all coming out of the woodworks at the same exact time? You know what I mean? Like there is a sale on fucking abuse. Like,
Well, that's because how are they gonna get it out there other than going to the publications?
So-
the publications are the ones that are like just setting it up because things like those allegations, they're so heavy that if you just like sprinkle them in like a little bit of salt, a
Right.
little bit of pepper, you don't really taste it that much.
Right.
Then it's not gonna stick. So you need to have 18 or however many. Was it like 18, 24? I think it was like either one of those.
so let me go through some of the allegations that are being put forward. Okay, so a state trooper whom Cuomo successfully sought to have assigned to his security detail. Okay, first of all, that's a little suspect. You went and plucked this bitch out of all of the thousands of troopers. Like what? You thought like out of the thousands of Virginia state troopers, this bitch was the one that's gonna keep you the most safe. Yeah. That's already suspect, nigga. Yeah, you know, like already we already in the thick of it.
Yeah,
who
who even goes to Virginia? Like, is Virginia so like, you know what I mean?
No, sorry. New York State troopers.
Oh,
New York State troopers. Okay.
I was gonna say like he
Yeah.
went across state borders. Like,
No. Okay, that would be a little. That would be
Yeah.
no. That's a federal crime.
Yeah.
You're doing 20 right then and there, nigga. You out there smuggling pussy across state borders. You're something else. So the state trooper said that the governor kissed her cheek, touched her belly back, and made inappropriate gender-based remarks to and about her, including asking her why she did not wear a dress. My guy, where do you want this bitch to put the pistol while wearing a dress? Isn't her job to protect you? We should put the pistol right next to her for what? Inside her G-string?
no, in her titties. That's where you
And her
gotta put
titty,
it.
yeah. It's one of them little titty pistols.
No. It's got to be a dress with a low cut
With
and then
a-
just right there so you can see it.
Dude, what do you think? This is not a James. This is not
No.
a Bond girl, bro.
No.
This is
People
a
have to be
New
able to
York-
see it though. Here's why. So everybody knows not to fuck with him. So it's apparent.
Do you
know?
need a special concealed weapon, like a permit though, to carry a pistol in your titties? Because I don't know. I mean, like, what if it's a low cut dress? Judging by what this bitch is saying, Cuomo likes his bitches in tight and fitting. You know what I mean? He's not out here harassing fucking mammoths and shit, right? So that was the first trooper, right? And then there was an executive assistant. So a woman who worked for Cuomo's office became visibly emotional watching a press conference early this year, in which Cuomo denied ever touching anyone inappropriately. So the woman also told investigators that Cuomo had on various occasions since 2019 grabbed her buttocks, kissed her on the lips, hugged her inappropriately, and pried into her personal life. So you know what this motherfucker did though? He went on TV and he's like, I'm Italian. This is what we do. I'm not a pervert. I'm Italian. You know what I mean?
remember that.
Who amongst us has not ended up with a handful of titty while taking a piece of lint off a young lady's shoulder? That's literally that's how he went at it. You know what I mean? It was like, and the funny thing is, like, he did this PowerPoint presentation. Did you see that?
I didn't see that actually.
Where he had like fucking, like showing pictures of him, you know, like being affectionate with people, right? Like, it's just like, yeah, look at me. I harassed this guy. I harassed that guy. I harassed Bill Clinton. I harassed this child. You know what I mean? I'm just Italian. That's what we do. It's like, I learned this from my mom and I learned this from my dad. Now, is there something there though? Isn't it possible that he just might be one of those like touchy Italian motherfuckers?
There is something there, but I think the if you think about it, it's like, how old is he? I mean, he has to be like at least 35 to be the governor. So the thing is that
he's in his I think late 60s. I think.
late 60s. Somebody had to have told him by then that I literally don't see it possible that nobody told him. And here's the thing, maybe he didn't listen when someone told him, but that's already a problem, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's because here's another thing too, right? Like, there could be a hint also of abuse of power. I think when you've been when you're the head honcho, right? You're the fucking governor, right? Because these things get like weirder and weirder as you go. Like, so in one of them, so he asked about her love life. Oh yeah, so in one of them, the governor asked her about her love life, including whether she ever had sex with older men, whether she had been with older men, and whether she was monogamous. This guy is obviously leading, you know what I mean? But he's a single man, right? He's a single man. You know, so it's because I think it's a question of redefining. When you are a person in the ideal position of power, you're a public figure. Can you flirt? And what are your flirting guidelines? Because to me, it sounds just like terrible flirting. You know, bitch, if Matthew McConaughey asked you, if you were single, monogamous, or ever been with old men, would you also feel the same way about it? You know?
Depends.
Plus
on the
also,
context,
here's another thing too. For this guy to keep going like this is because there are certain instances where this shit worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but,
there are certain
hold
instances
on.
where he actually got
Hold on.
some pussy for being governor.
You're 100% right about that. But that is another problem with people's, like, you know, people who are getting jobs even though they're not qualified by doing that. So that's another problem that needs to be addressed. And I don't know how to address that, but it has to be addressed.
If somebody decides to sleep their way to the top, then eventually halfway get to the top or don't get that on, then and decide they're like, okay, no, I felt harassed. And then, like, are we saying that is no longer a possibility? Is it impossible now that, you know, women are no longer putting themselves in those positions where they were willing to do unsavory things to move up the ladder, right? You know what I mean? Like it's. Are we saying that that's no longer a possibility?
Well, okay. The way I think about it is like maybe some people just didn't kind of like know better at the time, you know. So that's a big thing that you have to think about. A lot of people are just stupid. They don't see that kind of stuff because they don't think about it because maybe they weren't informed or something of that sort. Maybe they haven't seen it happen before.
Fuck this motherfucker. I mean, the gall of this guy. You know, he wrote a book about his handling of the pandemic. You motherfucker. I mean, the level of sociopathy that you have to have.
Yeah.
To like know that you are fucking bamboozling the numbers. You know what I mean? And then you write a book complimenting yourself on what a great job you did by murdering tens of thousands of old people. You piece of shit.
That makes me want to drink.
You know what I mean?
That's horrible.
Like the goal that you have to have. So I think what happened is nobody gave like that whole scandal with the numbers. They knew that he was not gonna be able to. Because if he ran for president, that shit would be getting thrown at his face so much that the party couldn't sustain. So I think that's usually what happens most of this time. You just bring, it's a bait and switch.
But no, here's the thing though. I don't think the party did it because the party has screwed over a lot of people, like Bernie. So why couldn't they did the same thing they did to Bernie by using other candidates?
But Bernie's not fuckable, bro. Like you have to listen.
But Bernie, he's not going to be in office because of what they did to him. You know how they did it with like by making people drop out. You know, why wouldn't they just do that with Andrew Cuomo? There's so many other people they could put in, like Kamala Harris.
But see, here's the thing, right? The progressive side of politics is the loudest, but it's not the most effective, right? Like that Bernie fringe of the Democratic Party, right? The super progressive, fucking free healthcare, free everything. Most people are center, right?
But,
center
no,
right,
but
center
here's
left.
the thing. You're right in that.
But listen. So the reason why the party did him like that is because they knew that he galvanized a big portion of their electorate, right? So, but they knew that he couldn't pull the whole thing. So they needed to bring those people into the right frank of like, hey, the centrist probably candidate is the one most likely to be able to win, right? Because you can pull some Republicans that may be anti-Trump. Bernie was just too one-sided. He was just too much of a progressive. The centers and the Republicans for sure was gonna get away.
Okay, so I think that's part of it, but I think the other part of it is that I think there are three parts to it. That they couldn't really buy Bernie, and the third
anybody in politics can be bought. Listen to me.
No. Just
they
listen.
Can buy Bernie. Of course, they can buy.
They
Bernie.
haven't done it. And so, the thing about what you said is that a lot of Republicans, I don't think they voted for Trump just because of his personality. I think they did it for just their values. And I think if they gave Bernie the chance, to talk and listen to him, because they would have to, because there's so much less of other politicians' time being used. You know what I mean? Rather than 5 other candidates, it's one with more time. So it would be, I think he would be able to swing more than enough Republicans.
No, but like he has extremely progressive policies. That's the
But,
thing. It's
but
not
just
because
because
the
they're extremely
Republicans don't.
progressive doesn't mean
No, but see, but that the
anything.
Republicans don't vote. Like, if you're a conservative, by definition, you can't vote for progressive policies. It's just not feasible, right? Because if they're talking about free healthcare, and the issue is, hey, we don't want to fucking give healthcare to everybody. This guy's talking about like, possibly like I think he threw a number once in the debates. They wanted to free like 50% of the prison population. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? You think like 50% of the prison population is in there for non-violent offenses? That's fucking crazy.
I mean,
That is 50%. That's a huge fucking
listen,
number, bro.
I think that was crazy, but I would see that more of like just trying to say.
But you see
something
how we
like,
can put off somebody with Republican
Listen, you're
views
right.
can be put off by something like that, and somebody who's a centrist too. I would be like, even myself. I don't consider myself, a conservative or so per se, but I find that appalling. You see what I'm saying? So when you have the Republicans and the people of center, that's a big gravitas of people, and he can pull that. Yeah, he's huge in the progressive community, right? The AOCs of this world, the fucking free kumbaya everything group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's not enough to be able to win an election. Not on the national side. You can win a Congress seat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you run into a fucking district where a bunch of fucking hippies are the ones that are voting, yeah, the Bernies of this world do well, but not a national election. See, it's the same thing with Cuomo. It's like it was just too big of a bullet on him that they had to pivot, because technically speaking, he's a Democratic governor, right? They want to take that stink off of them. So what do? Just accuse him of fucking sexual harassment.
yeah.
Just fucking send him out to fucking pasture. But although he deserves it, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You out here fucking writing book like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I doubt he actually wrote it himself. You know what I mean?
But it's his book. It's touting his talking about how his management of the coronavirus. You know what I mean? They give him a fucking Emmy. Are they gonna take the Emmy back?
Are they allowed to take Emmys back?
I think so.
They
Okay.
took Cosby's doctorate back, so I mean, and it was only
Nah,
honorable.
B. There is no backseas on fucking doctorates, bro. He's still Dr. Cosby.
No,
Me.
they took
You
it
know what I
away.
mean?
I respect the university more than Bill Cosby. Honestly, here's a hot take. I don't think Bill Cosby was that great.
You don't think he was that great as a comic?
I mean, I think he was a good comic live, but looking back at it, in terms of right now, I just don't think it's not nearly as good. I don't like how he would sit down and
Yeah. I
and
mean,
then,
I guess his stuff maybe didn't age well or so, but
yeah, for the time
I
it
would
was
have,
great.
I would have to watch it again and kind
The
of
Cosby Show, that was.
that shit was sick.
I think some of it was sick, but there's also some of it that's like really fucked up. You know.
I've watched
Yeah.
tons of it. I remember I used to love that fight. Those
Did you see the
reruns of-
barbecue sauce episode?
No, I don't remember.
Oh
I don't remember
my
like specific
God,
episodes.
no! I need to tell you about this before we move on. But he made barbecue sauce, and it's there, and then he's telling the kids, "Oh, don't eat the barbecue sauce, kids." And
Why?
then they're like, "Why? Why?" All the adults. And then one of the kids goes, "I'm starting to feel a little drowsy."
No.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude. Oh my God, it's so insane. If you want to look it up right now, I will edit it in
Dude.
and do a live reaction.
Dude,
Do you want to do that?
Let me see what we're talking about here.
I swear to God, it's insane.
Was he out here like actually like he wasn't drugging kids though?
But that's
You know what I'm saying?
he,
Was he
he
drugging
wasn't really doing it, but in the show, that's what happened.
I love your neck, honey.
Well, it certainly is nice to see them work things out for themselves.
They haven't worked anything out for themselves. It's my barbecue sauce.
Your barbecue sauce.
My barbecue sauce. Haven't you ever noticed after people have some of my barbecue sauce, after a while when it kicks in, they get all huggy buggy?
Oh, stop.
I'm dead serious. Haven't you ever noticed that after one of my barbecues and they have the sauce, people want to get right home? Let me tell you something else. I got a cup of it up on the night table and I got a cup of it, I said. Left it up there breathing. Why don't you give the chicken to these people? Let's go on up and have some sauce.
So here's the rest of the chicken, you guys.
Dr. Uxloop, I love this chicken. Oh, Rudy, you look real nice today.
This shit was right in your face.
That
the
was
whole time.
insane, right?
But see, that goes to show you though. Like it's almost like justice is retroactive. The reason why he can fucking say like that on the show is because it was just an acceptable practice. People fucking spiked the fucking barbecue sauce at that time.
Yeah, but
it was
that's-
just a natural thing to do. You know what I mean? You can't change like if you change the rules halfway through the game, that means there is a start over. You know? If Cosby is still out here spiking barbecue sauces in this day and age, that is unacceptable. But you can't go back to the 70s when half of these bitches knew the barbecue sauce was spiked. You know what I mean?
You're right.
You can't be retroactive with this shit. You can't be retroactive with this shit. The reason why would he comfortably, this guy was America's dad. Why would he comfortably admit spike, like, you know what I'm saying? The last motherfucker who did that in public was Rick Ross when he was talking about like pulling Molly in the bitch's drink. And
Well,
she ain't even know it.
I don't
And he
think-
lost a Reebok deal. You
I
know
don't
what I mean?
think he was really. I don't think he was really.
It's a song. It's not real.
Or not him.
You know-
I mean, in the show, I don't think he was really spiking barbecue sauce.
No, he wasn't
and giving
really-
it to children.
No, but the same way
And
that
also, people don't really see it that way unless there's already something to confirm. People don't want to believe that about America's dad. Do people really want America's dad to be a rapist? Like, do you see what I'm saying?
No, but see,
Sometimes
here's the
it's
thing,
too
though.
hard to even admit it to yourself.
No, but here's the thing, though. No, the point that I'm making is when Rick Ross did the same thing, which is said he spiked a girl's drink with Molly, he lost a Reebok deal.
Yeah,
when Cosby
in
did it, but
2000, in the 2000s,
Yeah, so,
so
the
it's
difference
different.
the difference is at this time, spiking barbecue sauce was just an American thing, like baseball and apple
No.
pie.
Here's no.
You know, but see, you can't be
no.
retroactive with the punishment.
I get what you're saying, but even back then, the reason why they're laughing isn't okay. So the reason why they're laughing is because that didn't happen then; it happened before. So they're laughing because in this day and age, people are still doing that by like giving that to everybody and doing it that way rather than being more private about it. And so that's why it's so surprising and funny. Because they were like, "Oh wow, I remember people used to do that."
No, but this
Don't you
no,
remember
no,
when
but
that
this
happened to
show
us when
this
we
show
were
was
kids?
shot this show was shot in what, the 80s?
Yeah, but I don't think it was still as common as it
Oh,
was
for sure
in
it
the
was.
80s. In the 80s, maybe I
For
think
sure.
70s is when it started getting phased out.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
I
like
mean,
late 70s.
but the matter of fact is, if the goalpost moves, and then now society finds itself in a position where like even talking about it, because here's the thing, it's one thing to do it. We're talking about it in art, right? I'm sure Rick Ross don't need to be
Listen,
spiking no bitches.
I
drinks.
agree. Rick Ross shouldn't have had his deal taken, but like with this, I don't think we should cancel Bill Cosby for this. I think we should cancel him because he was a rapist. Now
Nobody was gonna cancel him.
And
Then that shit was
I
hilarious.
just
then.
think this is just hilarious now. Like just to be like, whoa, like look how this turned out.
No, but nobody. There is no studio or no like self-respecting fucking like station or whatever that will air a show where that is a joke that is in an episode. No fucking way. Especially when kids are having some. There is no way. There's no way. Nobody is gonna let that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think
Because
they-
practices were
listen,
different then.
I think they only let them do that because Bill Cosby was getting such great numbers and such insane numbers. So they were like, just do it. You know, you got us here.
Yeah, but also because it was socially acceptable. That's the only reason why it passes. These production companies, they don't take chances. You know what I mean? It's because they knew both it was an acceptable thing, both in a standpoint of like airing it, CBS airing something like that. That means the society at large does not frown upon the practice of spiking barbecue sauce and have kids fuck right after a good slice of chicken. You know?
Okay, I'm gonna say one last thing, and then maybe you can retort, or we can just move on.
Yeah, we'll move
go
on.
back to Andrew Cuomo or whatever. But I think I think it would have to be at least 50%, and of that 50% that would think it's okay, would also be like, yeah, but I wouldn't do it. Also, I don't think people looked at it as politically and as charged as they do now, in terms of this, and this. You know what I mean?
No, we talking about fucking drugging kids, bro. Like, did you not just watch
Well,
that?
no, it is talking about drugging kids, but it's more like people also didn't understand what that did to kids as well at the time. So it's like it's
What do you mean?
a bunch
Guy
of
made him horny, made him want to fuck.
but wasn't it also like drowsy or something like that? I think it was drowsy and horny.
Since you're gonna fuck a kid, might as well have it walk straight, right?
I do agree with that logic.
I don't know, bro.
I believe in that.
I don't know.
Upright
Alright.
kids.
All right, moving on. Vaccines are officially mandatory if you want to work for the federal government. Holy fuck. And also, I guess it's also been put in place in Canada that you need to be vaccinated in order to get on an airplane.
Yeah.
Are we walking towards a
How
fascist?
is your baby mama?
Oh, she's in shambles right now. She's in shambles right now. She can't. She cannot believe.
Did she go to work or did she just go cry in her car? Like, which one really happened?
She's ready to fight. She's amassing weapons, ammunition.
I'll edit this out.
We are building. We are now officially in DEFCON 1. The barbarians are at the gates. She's ready. She has. She's the reason why the price of gas are up. She's just stockpiling ammunition and gasoline, getting ready for this war against the government. You know, there is no webcams in the house now. Dude, you wouldn't survive. You wouldn't survive.
No, I wouldn't. I would kill
wouldn't
myself
survive. You
if
wouldn't
I
survive this, bro.
Listen, if I
not thinking
was
of
so
it.
scared about that, I truly would just kill myself. I feel like that would be the only option, and you'd have to do it in a cool way too.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Sounds like you thought about this thoroughly.
Well, I mean, you have to do it in a cool way. If you're gonna kill yourself, like you can't just hang yourself. That's anticlimactic. That's
why,
just
that's
tragic.
Why I hate, like that show, that Netflix show. Is it like 13 Reasons Why?
No, hold on. Did you watch the scene where she killed herself?
No, like
'Cause
I never
saw it.
watched the show. I
Listen,
boycotted it.
No. Let me tell you, it's a fucking great scene.
Yeah.
Not like because it's like so well directed, it's so well put together. The music's amazing.
Yeah.
It goes great with it. It's such a look into it.
I don't think I ever watched an episode because to me, here's my thing. Okay, as soon as I heard of the concept, I was, I did not take well to it because see, look, if you're gonna kill yourself, go quietly. Okay, don't send people on a fucking goose chase to figure out why you killed yourself. You understand the kind of onus that you're putting on people. Now we gotta plan a fucking funeral, bro. I was trying to get the calipers on my car changed. Now
You're
I gotta
right.
take my
You're right.
fucking savings, go in the fucking closet, and move on to yonder quietly. Don't send me on a goose chase then after that. For years, we'll have to listen to cassette tapes of you and why you killed yourself.
I mean, okay, here's
Silence.
the thing. You're right. It's kind of a dumb premise, but when you think about it, it becomes funny in context of the show, and the story's like good. I feel like it's kind of worth such a dumb premise. You know?
No. There's
Like
certain
it's
things-
not a perfect show, obviously, but I just think it's
How many
good
kids
enough.
do you think killed themselves and recorded all kinds of like tapes now trying to fucking imitate that? There's at least 2
hold on.
families a year that have to go through a
Yo,
goose
no. That's just
You just
innovation.
think, like,
That's
I
just
was-
innovation.
I was
That's
saving
just the
our
technological
dreams.
advancement. Okay.
Like, honestly,
oh,
like-
people used to have to write notes.
No.
I have too much ADHD to write notes.
Dude,
I'm just gonna kill myself.
suicide is the most selfish thing a person can
Oh
do.
no, I
It is
agree.
absolutely unequivocally the most selfish thing you can possibly do.
Yeah, and it's also a horrible thing to. It's a horrible thing to do to yourself, even at that.
Yeah.
If you're so selfish.
Honestly,
like,
if you're gonna do it, you should have a little fund set to the side to pay for your funeral. Don't do it by surprise, okay?
Well-
but really get your affairs in order.
what if you're like-
That's what that means. Get your affairs in order before you do it. Make sure that you save some money. The same way that you save to go on a vacation. You want to go to fucking heaven, bro? Get your savings right. Make sure that you pay for this fucking funeral. Buy everybody's outfits. I'm not buying a fucking suit to go to a funeral for a nigga who killed himself. Absolutely not. I'm showing up in shorts. Nigga, no. You're not going to increase my expenses
Ooh, I
because you decided to kill yourself.
listen, I think that
That's
you
ridiculous.
would just. I think people would be like, no, I think people who kill themselves would be like, it's so bad. I can't stand to work to be able to put this fund together. I'd rather just go to hell.
No. If you're gonna do it, no problem. Listen.
From a moral standpoint,
your reasons are yours to live with, but don't let the people left behind. Because if you
I
have
agree.
loved ones, don't leave them holding the bag. Set up a little fun. Why you recording tapes? Get a fucking chart. You know what I'm saying? One of them GRC accounts. Get a little fucking interest rate
Well,
on your
you know
money.
what?
And plan for your funeral.
You know what?
Buy the
Hold
flowers
on.
ahead of time. Don't be selfish. If you're gonna do it, really be classy about it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
her
People
parents
be
were like
sad.
kind of rich. Like they owned a store. And hold on, here's the thing. Also,
Get
this
a loan, bro.
You know what
Get a
also-
loan. I don't know. Do something.
You know
something.
what
Sell
really
your
pushed me
shit.
in about this show? That's like
Yeah.
really tragic. Right before she kills herself,
Yeah.
you see her get a razor from her parents' store.
Mm.
That was like, that's one of those things where it's like, whoa, that's so
Yeah.
fucked up, and it
See,
drags you in.
If
more.
you kill yourself, like you shouldn't be allowed to kill yourself if you don't own enough shit that people can sell to pay for your funeral. Like
Nah, she had some
if a
shit.
funeral is $15,000, right? Like, if your funeral is $15,000, it's a
Yo, I got
funeral.
I got in
You
the
gotta
bag.
make sure that you own enough shit that you can liquidate.
Good.
Call it a suicide sale.
A
You know what I mean?
suicide
A suicide sale. You know how when stores are going out of business, they have a liquidation sale? Yeah, liquidate your shit. Be like, yeah, I'm going to kill myself on Thursday, bro. I'm going to give you $20. You know what I'm saying? This money is going towards my funeral, bro. Like, come on.
Oh,
I'll
so
go
what?
with
Now I have to do math
Yeah,
because
don't be
because of my.
selfish. Don't be
That's too
selfish.
much
Don't
work.
be
Let me just.
selfish.
I'd rather kill myself than
no,
do
no.
that work, bro. What are you talking
That's
about?
the problem. You should-
That's what I've been saying. That I'm saying I'd rather kill myself than do math to figure out the depreciation on my Apple Watch 3 that I bought for resale.
But here's the thing, though. At a suicide watch, right? There's certain ways. A suicide sale. There's certain ways that you comport yourself, right? You're not gonna haggle with the guy, man. The money's going towards the funeral. He's trying to do a good thing. Like you should be when you get to the pearly gates of heaven. There should be an accountant. Be like, yeah, you left $5,600, but your funeral was $7,000. You're gonna have to do at least 10 years in hell for that. You know what I mean? You left the people that are all in the bag. You're gonna have to do 10 years in hell. You know what
At this
mean?
point, I can't
Once you
tell
get-
if we're filming a podcast or a movie adaptation of fucking George Orwell's 1984 or whatever it is.
telling you, bro.
That's
I'm
what this
telling you.
feels like. That is that's such a fucked up.
Yeah, you need
Oh
a,
my
a
God.
suicide cell, bro. You can't be out there. No, you can't be leaving people out here like holding the bag. That's great.
I don't know. I think
That's great.
it depends. I mean, if you just say cremate me, then you have to put.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You still have to.
but
I mean,
still, though,
even like
still.
$500 or however much it costs.
Yeah.
I would feel like a cremation is $500.
you know,
like
like-
that's still cheaper. And if it's like, hey, that's my funeral. I want to do
Yeah.
it this way. Oh, you want to do it that other way? You fucking pay for it, you piece of shit.
Hey, no,
I
exactly.
killed myself because of you, because you wouldn't let me have these things.
No, you should be able
Like,
to
that's
own
what it would
enough
be
shit
like.
that you can liquidate to comfortably pay for your funeral. It shouldn't be by surprise. You know what I mean?
What about the people that kill themselves because they don't have that? Like any money. at
No,
all.
then you shouldn't be able to. You should have to live in your shitty existence until you figure your shit out. Use suicide as a goal to push you in the morning to accomplish something. Be like, I want to make enough money to kill myself. That's what it has to be done. That's what it has to be done. They don't give you a house. You know what I mean? If you don't have enough money to pay for it,
Well,
it should be the same exact
then
thing.
that begs the question: should suicide be legalized so we can regulate that? Because that's how it is in like Norway. So, and here's the thing: they've done like 30 suicides. Like you have to apply to a court,
Yeah.
and you have to literally make a case that's like, I just can't.
Yeah. No.
That's what it boils down to. I just can't. Just let me.
I think it's assisted to it. I mean, like, how do you?
They'll assist you in it, obviously.
Yeah.
They won't just let you jump out of a window because. But here's the thing: that's the coolest way to do it, though.
Most cost effective too. I'm sure.
Not-
I'm sure.
no.
What you think they don't charge money like for the for
Listen,
assisted
well,
suicide?
actually, no.
That's why we give you a fat bill. You're like, yeah, dog. These meds ain't free, nigga.
No.
You
it's
want to
200
die? It's gonna be
Here's the thing.
$50,000.
No. But they don't, because of how high the taxes are and how cheap everything is. They're able to spend that money on the serum. That's like $40,000 for the injection or something like that. Because it's so many.
$40,000.
Yes, because it has three parts of it. One that stops your heart.
Yeah.
One that I don't know. I think it stops your brain, and one that stops your intestines or something like that. Because if they don't have that, then one of them can risk you like throwing up and waking up. One will I don't know. There are a bunch of other things that can happen that'll make it not guaranteed.
Just throw these motherfuckers out the window, bro.
But here's the thing. Isn't that like? But that's also pretty expensive if you don't have insurance on that huge building.
Yeah.
Because I mean, think about how expensive those windows are and having them
That's true,
installed
that's
at that
true. They
height.
have that- I guess
But
you
they
know-
have insurance though, so it's like.
Yeah, maybe you throw them through the window, so like just the impact with the window probably just kills you right away.
No.
Just your body.
No, that's not true. You're just in pain on the way down, being hit by other glass. I've thought about it.
Why is this making me laugh so much, bro? I don't understand. Although, man, like, yeah, nah, that's yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
You shouldn't be allowed to kill yourself if you're broke. You shouldn't be able. That's not an option. That should be a luxury only afforded to the most. You know. I guess that's the thing with life, right? Like, it just. Do you think dogs know about suicide? Like, can a dog kill itself?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, has there ever been? I would like to actually know.
Actually,
that.
no. I'm sure there is a cat that has.
Are there any
Cats do.
cases of animal suicide? I want to find out. Like,
Actually,
which
no, I
animals
take
out
that
here
back.
Offing themselves.
Cats aren't the ones killing themselves. Cats are the ones killing other people that make them want to kill themselves.
Do you think there's a lot of people like the cats are responsible for suicides? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, homicides.
Homicides. Huh? It's possible. It's possible.
Well,
They're
because
terrible
think
animals.
about it. Like, if you don't feed your cat, it'll eat you. You know that, right?
For
A
real?
dog won't. Yeah, I swear to God.
Well,
So,
I mean, it's a nine. You know.
I mean, if somebody's not feeding their cat, then maybe they deserve to be eaten in a way. Like, maybe they should have given the cat to the pound or someone else. That's just another moral question. You know?
Okay, so let's see what Wikipedia says about animal suicide. It says any kind of self-destructive behavior displayed by various species of animals resulting in their death. So they're not really like killing themselves because they got bills and shit. Like they're,
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
you know what I mean? Like that chimp, you know what I mean? Like two chimpanzees fall in love, and then you find out that his lady chimpanzee is cheating. So he's like, that chimp pussy makes me want to kill myself. Like,
I'm sure that maybe had to have
I don't
happened
know.
sometime. I'm
But-
sure there's some emotional chimps.
so the natural progression of life and animals' evolutionary instinct for survival. Some situations may lead to an animal inducing their own death. Animal suicide in the defense of the group could be instantaneous or altruistic self-removal once an animal becomes diseased. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers too old in the tribe is like, yeah, you're going to have to do, what's that thing samurais do when they open their own, it's either
Oh,
haiku.
yeah, they just like slice open
Yeah,
their guts.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what
you
you're talking
think-
about. But I don't know what that's
Picture a
called.
baboon just doing that in front of the tribe. It's
Yeah,
kinda
but it would
cool.
have to do its ass. It would have to just like,
Oh, shit.
just get the skin out,
Just-
and then it'd be like ultra red or whatever.
Fuck. Baboon suicide. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
Some parasites manipulate the behavior of their host, causing them to expose themselves to greater risk of predation to enable their parasite to proceed in the next life cycle. Wow. Can you imagine? Like, that's so crazy. Like, parasites inside of you that fuck with your brain so you can get eaten.
Yeah.
And
I've
it's-
heard about those.
Oh,
Those are
that's
wild.
crazy.
But
Manipulate the behavior of their host, causing them to expose themselves to greater risk of predation. Wow.
yeah.
Producing a sticky secretion to trap colony of marauders and PFIs.
There's
Damn.
some diseases I kind of wish I had.
Some species might be driven to engage in suicidal behavior for the sake of others, which is an example of altruism in animals. What? I guess baboons like paying for funerals. They're like, yeah, nigga, we haven't had a good party in a while.
Yeah.
One of you niggas cut themselves.
At least they don't have to pay for it. That's why they want them to kill themselves.
That is what. But yeah, so back to vaccine passports, man. I think eventually, because now in order to work for the government, like the way that they spend it is. So I watched. I think it was a transportation minister when he was making the announcement, and the lady on the I think it was a national or something like that, really kept pushing him. Like, he's like, hey, like if you work for the government and you don't want to get vaccinated, what happens? And this nigga is out here like dilly dancing around the question. Is like, like we just provide the framework regulatorily. And, we're going to have to let public service do what public service does. If public service likes it, then, we can't politicize it because there's an election coming up now. Mm-hmm. Right? So they're trying to fucking draw a line in the sand. Mm-hmm. Because the conservatives came out immediately. They're like, we do not support, forcing people to make medical decisions that are not theirs. You know what I mean? So I guess we're gonna see really what Canada swings now, because these liberals are gonna come in and be like, no, we want everybody fucking vaccinated, or otherwise, right? But see, the problem is like, because I don't know what the hesitance is all about. I think the fact that it's forced on people, there are people who are naturally gonna rebel about it. Like that's just normal human nature.
Yeah.
There are people who are just distrusting of government, right?
Yeah.
So so I guess it's a question of seeing like, is there more of them or is there more of the other group? You know? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
I don't know. I mean, I think people saying that it's like fascism, that you can't work for the government unless you're vaccinated. It's like, you know, get another job. You don't care
not
about the
that
government
easy.
that much.
What do you mean? They don't care about the government. They care about the fucking paycheck.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
then the people in the government obviously are qualified enough to get other jobs.
No, you just
You know,
don't
a
get
lot
other
of
jobs. If you've been no. I don't think. See, I don't think like.
You know
see,
what I
that's-
mean? Like other
that's
jobs
very-
in a similar arena that I'm sure they would enjoy.
No, but
more.
that's simplistic learning. Like, cause
I'm thinking like at least there is that.
Dude, you
I
know-
don't think that.
Dude, when you have a mortgage and you have kids and you have a fucking government health plan and all this type of shit, see, you're 15. You'll see.
I'm
you'll
saying
see. Like once you start
listen,
paying bills,
I understand.
Once you start paying
I
bills,
understand.
you'll see why
it's
people get divorced, bro.
I understand
You know what
it'll
I mean?
have a lot of implications.
Yeah.
Suicide rates in government employees who quit or just laid off people. I'm sure that would
yeah.
be
for sure.
so much worse.
No, but I think.
But
like,
I'm just saying, they're trying to make an example because they're like, hey, we believe in, like, the government believes in vaccines. We believe our population should get vaccinated, and so I think that's what, I think that sets an example. That's what they're trying to do at the very least. You know what I mean? They're trying to say, hey, if everybody in the government is gonna get it, then at least we believe in it that much.
But how about the people in that work for? Because we talking about like every federal employee,
yeah, I know,
anybody
people
who
who
works
at the DM.
Yeah. Whoever with DMV, I'm like,
library.
fuck that, nigga. QAnon till I die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I'm gonna have to get vaccinated. It's gonna fucking. It's definitely a line in the sand.
I
you
don't
know?
think there's that many people who are like that. I think you're gonna see an increase, but I don't think there's that many people who aren't getting the vaccine or only not getting it just because they're like, hey, maybe this isn't safe.
Yeah.
And I think
For
in a
whatever
few years,
reason,
it'll be
for
like,
whatever reason. But see, now you have to choose between getting vaccinated and your fucking job.
how soon is this?
It's being implemented immediately. It was announced yesterday. It's being implemented
So
immediately.
today?
Yeah. So starting I think Monday. Yeah. So tomorrow.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. So
that is a little fast, but I don't know. I think from their perspective, I think I would have made that decision too. Like, I think I would have done it if I ran the.
yeah. I
everything.
mean, yeah. But for the reason, whether whatever justification that one may have or may not have, that's one thing. But when you implement something, firstly, now you're saying to a certain group of people, hey, the government is going to make that decision for you. But see, this guy is trying to say that, okay, it's going to be on an individual case basis if exceptions need to be made. Like, nigga, you're not really saying much. You're not really fucking saying much. What's going to happen? Are people going to get fired? If you refuse to get vaccinated, what does that mean?
I think. Yeah. I mean,
Are you losing? Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Obviously.
Eventually, hey, you can't work here,
Yeah.
And then see now, so then let's see that doesn't work. Then are they gonna mandate private sector too to be like, hey, anybody who wants to come to work gotta get vaccinated, right? So then where do we draw the line? Because the thing is like the thing that people fear, right, is allocating that much power to government. Because it's been known let me give you an example, okay? Income tax, right? Income tax wasn't a thing until World War I, when
I'm aware of that.
right. So when they implement the income tax, be like, okay, you guys are just participating in the effort of the war, and once the war is done, income tax is
didn't
gone.
go away, and
To
people
this
forgot about
day,
it because of World War
exactly.
II.
To this day, you're like, you motherfuckers.
I
You
mean,
told us this shit would be gone. As soon as the war
Let's
is
be
over.
real. I feel like it was kind of good. It's not that bad what came from.
Yeah,
You know?
okay.
So maybe you're right.
One can argue,
but-
one can argue one way or another, but I'm saying that just the fact that it was presented, the deal that was made was broken.
But here's the thing. But because the leaders change, that like they have to change their policies, they have to adapt, they have to change things around the way it was because it's so hard to overhaul the system completely because that's just the nature of the way the U.S. works.
Right.
There's so many different stages you have to go through. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, at least they repurposed it into something good. I don't think I think it would have been really hard for them to just fully take it away. And I don't think that would have ever happened. I think they would
No, because they realize they're collecting fucking bank, bro.
and at least they're using some of it for roads
Right.
and the bus.
Okay. Or like, I guess that's a good segue into like our last key point there, or using it for war.
Well-
Afghanistan is again under control of the Taliban. It took 20 years of war and $138 billion.
Listen.
And the whole thing just collapsed in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. These motherfuckers are back again. And they're on TV too. Woo! Stretching.
Really?
So I'm about like, oh, yeah, so the Americans in that they repatriated the
Yeah.
majority of their forces,
I didn't know
right?
they were on TV though. Like I knew
Oh,
that
yeah.
happened. But
No. Like,
are they
so-
making those videos again?
Oh, no.
Are
They don't
they
make
what's
no,
up,
they-
guys? We're back.
they don't- no,
Smash that like button for more beheadings.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Smash that like button if you want to see more beheadings.
Yeah.
More bitches with the getting stoned all day, every day. We hear Taliban till I die, nigga.
We have a Patreon. If
You
you
know what I
pay
mean?
$30 a month,
You know what I mean?
we'll make custom
You know-
decapitations just for you.
Exactly. We can they can do. Oh, that's awesome. They can do custom decapitations.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Like, yeah, we're a brand new Taliban under a different brand. Because one of the questions that people are asking, like these CNN fucking reporters, I guess, being allowed in. Like, I was watching one of them today. She's like, okay, so what's gonna happen? So here was the question. She asked, like, so the big worry of the international community is the thought that under the rule of the Taliban, women's rights will be curtailed again, right? And this guy is like, no, that's not true. Women's rights will be respected as far as the Quran offers them. They will get those rights.
Yeah.
My guy, like, no.
You know what I'm just waiting for? I'm waiting for the Taliban I'm waiting for someone in the Taliban to go on Joe Rogan and like, wouldn't that be hilarious?
You know what I mean? Like, yo, Joe Rogan will probably do it too. He's like, yeah, we got Musa Zarqawi here. Because we want to hear both sides.
Yeah, he's like, you want some?
Oh my God! Like, no,
Just
no,
take
no,
a puff.
no,
Just
no,
try it.
no. It have to be different. This guy would just be sitting there with his AK-47 right on Joe Rogan's desk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yes, you want to touch it? Many American bodies have been,
Jesus.
consumed by this AK-47.
Yeah.
You know?
You tried DMT? Like,
Oh shit! I know, right? Like, yo, bro, have you? We have, he was here earlier. I let him take a little dip in my sensory deprivation tank.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I absolutely loved it, Joe
Yeah.
Rogan. Yeah, that's
Somebody in the Taliban has a spiritual awakening.
You know what I mean?
It becomes terrorists, worse terrorists. again.
But you know what though? These motherfuckers proved it, man. If you play the long game, you always win. Because one of them was saying is like, we're very patient. We will take time. We know.
That's true.
Also,
It's also like David versus Goliath.
oh yeah.
Yeah, the bigger party who's like, beating up on the little guy always has more to lose.
Yeah. And they all made fucking bank. Listen, $138 billion sent to that war. I'm sure Taliban's got at least $1 billion of that in one way or another. In
Yeah.
negotiations and then now they're fucking taking over these old American bases. And these idiots left behind all kinds of ammunitions, fucking tanks, trucks, fucking Humvees. Like, Talibans are riding in style right now. Like, if you
Well-
don't got a Humvee, you just only the cook don't have a Humvee. Everybody got a Humvee right now.
Here's the thing that
Traffic
makes me
is
suspicious
crazy.
that I think you need to, I think you'd find interesting. Okay, I read this book on negotiation from this guy who's a part of the FBI. It's called Never Split the Difference. It's a good book. If you like reading, you should check that out. But he mentioned that they don't the government will never pay a terrorist. Only the people's family will pay it.
What?
Only the people's family of the person who's abducted will like be able to pay it. Because the government, they don't have any money for that. They refuse to pay terrorists. I don't know exactly.
But this is different. When you're fighting a war in the mountains against fucking, sometimes there are negotiations. You know, like, hey, we're gonna need. They're not. You know what I mean? I'm sure there was some money that was exchanged for sure. Some fucking warlord who was like, hey, listen, you don't want to keep attacking you. You don't think the American government was probably not dashing some money in certain negotiations?
Yeah.
For sure they were, bro. For sure they were. How else are these motherfuckers still running? In the mountains, just popping up. Where are they getting their bullets from? Where's that money coming from to buy the arms, the ammunition, the whatever, to fight the Americans for 20 years?
That's true.
20 years.
I'm sure somebody, like, I'm sure there's some, I don't know. I'm sure there's some other way they also get those bullets. I'm sure it can't only be from, you know, the money the Americans give them.
Yeah,
sure,
okay,
you know,
but however the money comes,
I think maybe that's a minority.
How they, like, they're in the mountains of Afghanistan hiding in fucking, they don't have jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have checking accounts.
That's
Where
true.
the fuck is the money coming from?
What about underground? Are there underground tunnels?
Yo,
Has anybody dug down?
because
Am I
how
gonna have to-
how do you fight a war for 20 years, bro, in the mountains?
I'm sure there are some tunnels. I'm gonna, you know,
Against
I'm
the
gonna have
most,
to make a documentary on
against the most powerful, like the Taliban's are probably the greatest army. Like the kind of conviction that you need to be able to fight a war for 20 years. 20 years, these guys are getting fucking, they're getting drone strikes. They, like, you know what I mean?
that. Yeah.
They're fucking, and these guys are, but you know what? They fought their whole lives. They fought the fucking, the Russians. They fought, like, it's. You know what I mean? You can't fuck with Afghanistan. These motherfuckers are the toughest motherfuckers in the world.
But somebody tried, so it's like
The two greatest armies in the world have
like-
all fucking came to Afghanistan and left with their dicks in their hands, bro. You know
that's
what
just
I'm
the way it
saying?
goes.
Bro, that's, you gotta admit though. You gotta give it to these Talibans now. These niggas,
Listen.
these niggas can put up a fight.
I
They
agree.
can put up a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta give props where props is due.
Dude, like they have
But
warred for the last 30, 40
Hold
years.
on, I need to ask you something. At what point do you start considering joining the Taliban?
Dude, listen. I don't know. I don't have the discipline necessary to be able to provide anything to this organization.
No,
you know what I mean?
dude.
I take myself off the, you know what I'm saying, off the map. But you gotta give it to these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
The two greatest armies, like the Russians were there for decades, like fucking for years, and they got their ass whooped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the Americans went, and now 20 years. Imagine 20 years. Do you think Canada could fight the States for 20 years? Fuck you, no. No.
All the Americans would have to do is just go on a long walk and then they'd be
Listen,
here.
man, no, you will get
They
nuclear.
wouldn't even have to take
They will get
planes.
nuclear. Like unless you use a nuclear weapon. Do you think Canada could fight the
I don't
States
think they'd use
for
nuclear
20
weapons.
years?
I think
No.
if they use nuclear weapons, then everything,
Yeah.
every connection the U.S. has would be almost like blown to shit.
No, but
Like
not
a
for-
lot of them,
not
I
for-
think a lot of countries would turn on the U.S.
Oh, for sure.
And so that would fuck up their money. So why would they even
Yeah,
go
but
nuclear?
it's- so that's
If
what
it
I'm
was a
saying.
war, they would have to do something else. Maybe maybe another pandemic.
No, I mean, no. But like, you know, like it's no, once you decide to nuke something, it's just that's it. Like, you know. But like
I just wanted to cut you out. We only have like 5-10 minutes.
yeah. Okay.
So
But yeah, no, we're done. So but yeah, like it's I don't think Canada can sustain a fight against the U.S. for 20 years. But these
Or really
fucking
anyone.
sheep farmers, bro.
Yeah.
These sheep farmers in the mountains.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like, nah, son. You think bitches gonna go to school over here?
Yeah.
I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, that's
You know what
that
I'm
sheep
saying?
farming strength.
Duke it up, son. What's up?
Yeah.
My book says bitches don't read.
Exactly. Only the Quran
you
and
think-
sheep
if
farming
you
can
think-
make you like that.
If you think you gonna come here and teach my bitches how to read, are you out of your goddamn mind? Duke it up. Duke it up. Bring your drones, bring your helicopters. I don't give a fuck. These bitches shall never read. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And at the end, they fucking did it.
Yeah.
These bitches shall never read. You know what I mean? Dog, it's sad, but at the same time, though, you gotta give it to these niggas when they have a goal in mind. So I think we should bring up a saying: being as dedicated as a Taliban, I think that's a
That's
good way.
hilarious.
That's a good way to be able, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes, motherfucker. Yo, Terry, man, when he comes to building that porch, he's dedicated as a Taliban.
Yeah. You know, you could also use it as, you know how people say bet because it's like, yeah, I'm so sure.
Yeah.
You could just say, yeah, Taliban, bro.
You know, it's like, yo, I'm Taliban about this nigga.
Yeah.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you got to give it to them, man. It's a David against Goliath. Like, yeah, you know, it was a beef. The beef has been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The beef has, at the end, who's left laughing? Bitches
Exactly.
ain't gonna read.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Bitches ain't gonna read. So who won? Yeah, you went, you fucked them up. But at the end, you left with your dick in your hand, bro.
Yeah. Malala is quaking right now.
Yeah, man.
She is.
It was a great return. Where can they find you, bro?
At MOOSUH_ on Instagram. Go there. I actually have some really good shit on the way.
Fucking
Some
A.
spicy shit.
Fucking A. Robbie Hollywood on all platforms. ROBYHOLLYWOOD. Of course, smash that like button, subscribe, and until
Yes,
next
sir.
week, stay black.